Oh, let's let everything catch up. Oh dear. What's it doing? There we go. That's cool. Let's see. Should we zoom in a little bit more? I think so. There we go. Let the wobbles settle down. Hopefully, let's get him out of the picture. There we have it. We can catch up, see if anyone's going to turn up. Well, ahoy, shipmates. Hope it finds, this evening finds you well. And tonight we have a very old, out of production miniature from Gripping Beast. Oh, pardon me. So this is the old Byzantine general. I think it got dropped from the Saga range because the Saga Byzantines don't have a infantry. Ahoy! Yeah, the Saga book doesn't support an infantry general. They're all mounted, so hence there was no point in producing him. I think that was the reason. Oh. Just saw that. But I got given him a few years back, and where I'm tidying up the drawers at the moment for the move, I decided that tonight was the night. Nice smokehouse. And many, many happy returns, Rich. Thank you for. I hope you're being fed cake by your good lady as we speak. So we're going to start with our usual concoction. We're going to start with moonstone skin. Yeah, so I was getting the video ready earlier for tonight, and I suddenly thought to myself, I've moved all the Gripping Beast stuff to the crow's nest. Oh dear. So to save another trip, I thought I'm bound to have one in my bits and pieces drawer. Ah, hola. Estoy bien, gracias. Yeah, so I won't sing Happy Birthday online. because it'd probably get me channel struck off, in fairness. What is amazing, Kuba, right, is being an adult, right, has its perks, or looking like an adult has its perks. You can buy, yeah, are you ready for this? I'm going to tell you a little secret now, guys. Right? You can buy birthday cakes any day of the year. They don't even check. They don't even check your birthday. That's amazing, isn't it? Okay, so the plan with this guy, because obviously he's no good as a saga warlord. I hear you scream and cry. Because he hasn't got a horsey. And all the Byzantine warlords have horses. So I thought to myself, as you do, wouldn't it be good fun to make an Age of Magic 9th Legion and have the Byzantine general in it, and then I've got some old Ralpartha Minotaurs in the Roman armour. I thought make a fantasy 9th Legion. So that's what I thought. So I'm going to go red. We're going to go red cloak, I think. What do you think? I thought red cloak, purple tabard. Not sure about the shield design yet. Yeah, I thought, well, with the I'm going. I've made an executive decision that the Crow's Nest is going to be heavy on Age of Magic, and I'll be running hopefully a Age of Magic campaign. So I thought, yeah, this would give this guy a reason to be. It's actually a really cool little model. So I hope everyone's well. I know Rich is well because it's his birthday. And who wouldn't be if they've just been to a barbecue steakhouse and been fed until they're gonna pop? You're even too full for cake at the moment. That's amazing. Yeah, so the only other miniatures I had here from was some more of the French 100-Year War front rank, and I thought I've done 2 weeks of those. So I thought I'd do something different. And this is different from the sci-fi as well. So I thought, hey. So I'm thinning this paint out with so I've also packed some of my paint stuff. So I've run out of medium that I make because I've taken the tube up to the Crow's Nest. I'll grab that tomorrow. So I'm using Army Painter Wash Medium, which is doing a splendid job. Yeah, it does. It does sound like an Age of Magic Battle for Albion or something like that. Would be kind of cool to do, wouldn't it? To have a very Roman Ninth Legion, and even have very Romano-British King Arthur. That's why I do love the Age of Magic, because you can let your imagination run wild. You know, the goblins and the orcs and the uruks, and because let's face it, it works that way, doesn't it? What has been amazing this week is I've uncovered stuff here to take up to the unit. The sheer quantity of stuff has just been amazing. Well, I didn't say which. For those that have trying to watch the painting, this is Basilisk Red, which I'm using for my base red colour. I'd say it's medium, isn't thin it quite as nice as I'm used to, but then again, this is the one for the wash, not the Fanatics. I couldn't find that one. It's about somewhere. There we go. So we'll start the purples. Let's go for the Diabolic Plum, which is the magentas. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, this poor little miniature has been sat around my kind of spear and shield drawer for quite some time. I've got this, and I've got the Gripping Beast do an ace set called Roman Deserters in the Romano British. They're really cool. So I've got one of those to paint up for it as well. So, yeah. Come on, auto zoom, do your thing. I just want to get it all set up so we can hopefully kick on. Next, we're going to do Crusader skin. Let's grab the. Of course, once we're all set up, if you're able to travel to sunny Swindon, you'll be able to visit the Crow's Nest. So I'm going to be running for people to use the tables for gaming. Should get a couple of tables in there. And also we can have a little shop selling bits and pieces. Mostly second-hand stuff that I've gathered over the years. A lot of D&D stuff. Next, we're going to use. Should we use that? No, let's use Brigandine Brown. Let's start with level works. Put medium in there. What we've painted this week, because I've been splitting my time between painting and packing and moving and what have you. So the commissions, my apologies if you're watching this and you got a commission with me. They are very slowed down at the moment. Now this brown really likes that medium. Wow. Yes, that's what's been going on. It's about doing his greaves and his armour. That's like gold. Maybe do this sleeve as leather, I don't know. Make that more like a. It'd be boring if I paint it all gold in it. Yeah, so it's exciting times ahead at Pirate. And we can think about going live every so often just to let people know what's going on and what we've got there. And we'll just do the tops of those. They start white, so we'll start with grey castle. Bit of medium in there. Twist your brush off the wet palette to get a nice point. Oh, pardon me. So yeah. I'll start. But this is a base colour for the shield. I missed a bit. Ah, ahoy! How's it going, Coaster Andy? I was looking at the miniature thinking, I didn't miss a bit. You have to come and visit me soon, mate. I've got a shop and a games room opening soon. Yes, defo. It's weird. I packed your Imperial Guard stuff up earlier. I repainted the tank and some of the guys, but yeah. Ooh, my phone making a buzzy sound. Yog. So what we've got here tonight, if you missed the start, is a out of production old Byzantine general from Gripping Beast, and I'll be using in Age of Magic, which is the Fantasy Saga. So if you haven't tried, is excellent. And I'm going to use him for the general of the Roman Ninth Legion. Apparently the one that went missing, which is cool. Okay, we're going to start his armor. We're going to go for golden armor because he's quite Yep, cheerio Andy, see you in a bit. We'll start with greedy gold into the dry palette on the wet one because we put metallics into a dry palette. Use our old crubby brush. Just don't use a nice brush and ruin it. What we're going to do, all his armor is going to be in gold because he is a special man. We're not worrying too much about coverage at the moment because we're going to build that up a bit. Still not worked out how to switch off the autofocus. It stops following stuff around that I don't want it to. Yeah. Wasn't sure what to do with him at first because it's like, this one's no good for Saga anymore because they don't use a infantry general and use a cavalry one. Oh dear. I can't work out why the focus keeps jumping around. Yes, Andy, yeah. I was painting from home, but home's run out of space. So I've now got a unit which I'm just moving into at the moment, which we've renamed the Crow's Nest. And it's got a room for me to do my painting. It's got a room to put a kettle in. And it's got a big room to do battles in, which has got an 8-foot by 4-foot table in there at the moment, and a couple of smaller ones. And it's also got room to do a shop. So not worked out any opening times or blah blah. So at first it's going to be by appointment, really. People can contact me through the website or whatever, or if they got my number, if they're customers already, then they can let me know and come down and mooch around and have a game and a coffee and what have you. Yeah, dustbin to put my picks into when Richard's goths smash them to pieces. Not. Yeah, it's in Swindon, Andy. It's I won't put the address out over here yet. It's fairly easy to get to, etc. It's about 10 minutes away from Dorking. That gives a bit more meaning for you, doesn't it? Okay, so that's our kind of base colours on, I think. So let's start building them up. Let's give that red for Wyvern Fury. So we're going to start building the reds up. Yeah, we're definitely more than welcome to pop in and have a drink and a nosy around. It's going to be a cool space to do, like, we're going to start somebody wants to start a Blood Bowl league. And we can do like a couple of campaign stuff running as well. And we've got an area to put a sofa and chairs in to do D&D. So it's kind of a really cool, it's really cool. And the ship's wench is happy because obviously all my junk is moving out of the house. So we're just going down the centre of all these, what we call peaks, and leaving the valleys original purple colour. That's your peak. Go down the peak. Leave the valleys. What, leave the bottom of the valleys on this one, because this is the first highlight. Mate, we've been playing D&D since it come out. I've actually got one of those demo Gorgon miniatures that they use on the first, is it first series, second series, or whatever. So just go in, building up this colour. I'm going to go right in next there. We're going to leave that original darker shade in there. Okay. While that's drying, we'll do the next stage up on purple. So if you start with Diabolical Plum, the next lighter colour is Mage Cast Magenta. And over on these army paints, you've got a nice little guide, which is helpful. I think so. So again, bit of medium. And we hit the high ridges, peaks. don't go right up against the belt there. So you want that darker purple to show through a bit. That purple we've just put on though, we only really want it to show in the very dark. So underneath the shield there, I won't go under there. You don't go on that edge. Don't go right up to the handlet. And then go all the way back to the red there. So it's just literally we're hitting the high bits. Cover a bit more in this first pass because it's our first highlight. There we go. Then when that's drying, we're going to go to the brown. So we start with Brigandine brown. It's now on Bootstrap brown. Bit of medium into the thing. But you don't know, the medium I'm using is this one. Wash medium. Is to loosen up your thin your paints. It works on the Fanatics, but there is one for the Fanatics. There's one for the speed paint, etc., etc. It just so happens that I'm in a bit of a mess at the moment where I've got half stuff here, half stuff up there. So I thought I'd kept that here. Never mind. We're just hitting the top areas where, if you're thinking about the sun shining down like that, so I'm looking for the areas it's going to catch that brown. So on the strap there, it's going to be like that top edge. And that sleeve there, we've done that leather. So right across the top there, and just don't go right up under the cloak. And on this one, we're just going to go on each individual leaf, as it were, and just make sure you leave that top bit unpainted. So you're just going to catch and just strengthen the edge of this out there. There we go. And to use the back of the shield, we'll just paint down the planks like that. Well, now that gold's had a bit of time to dry, I'm going to grab Flesh Shade. As we know, this is a mixture of all different flesh shades, this one. So I wouldn't say which company makes. There's some Reichland Flesh Shade in there. There's some, the old War Paints one. But basically, if you can't get that, just get any flesh tone. And it just seems to love that gold. And we're going to look for making it look old and tarnished. A bit like me, old and tarnished. There's hands there. It doesn't matter, it touches because it's a flesh shade anyway. So after that, the trick with this one is when we're doing this one, usually you go careful with a shade, but we almost want to overload it. This is where we've got to be brave, because we want it. Usually, if you put too much wash on, it tea stains, which is what you don't want. But we kind of want it to do that for this. So as you can see, the front of the helmet's got loads on there. Be brave. I mean, don't obviously let it run all over the miniature, but I'm just going to put a little bit more on these leg greaves. Okay. Then that can start to dry. It's going to take a bit of time for it to dry tonight because it's not terribly warm. The next one, we're going to look at those trues. We started with one grey. This is the next grey up the scale. Gargoyle grey, warm greys and whites. Get that brush. A bit medium. Just lay that across, trying to stay away from the edges. Because you want some of that original grey to stay there. Not a lot. Just a little. I'm all channeled Paul Daniels then, didn't I? I'm going to thin it out a little bit more. Start from the top of the shield, so it's solid at the top of the shield. And we come to the bottom third. We don't add any more paint, we just drag it along. So that bottom part stays a little bit darker. Next, we go for Dragon Red, which is our third. Ah, good evening, Artemis. So grab some medium into the red. Again, we start on the top of the peaks. Anywhere that light's going to catch. So if you hold your miniature like this, imagine the sun beating down on him. So you can see that red now. There is on the top part of that thing. But since it's our first highlight, we can go a little bit on the other side as well. And just leave that purple tight in there. So when you look back, you see where it throws its own shadow. So what we're drawing again is the light's going to catch that high bit as it comes round. All those dints can paint that side of it, but not this side of it, so that shadow looks on the other side. Just keep the medium going into the paint so it's nice and thin to help our blending. So just going down all the peaks, but wherever there's any of that original purple, I'm not going near that. So you see on the back of that, there's still that original purple. Because otherwise it wouldn't be worth doing. If you completely covered the last coat, it wouldn't be worth it, would it? That's the other thing about thinning the paint. So the shade, darker shade you just put on before this one will actually show through a little bit, start building up a a deeper colour. You can come down the middle of that feather, and a little either side, and leave the very purpley red right by the edge of the helm there. Yeah, I'm not going to go and tuck under the shield, because that shield's going to throw a shadow around the bottom. I'm going to work back round, but this time we're just going to strengthen the peaks up. We're not going to go down the sides of the peaks at all. Just a quick bit round. And notice I've not put a lot more paint into a brush because it's thinned out. It's still quite workable. It's pretty thin though, look. And then we're going to go for our third purple, which is Warlock Magenta. Did I mention that it's Rich's birthday tonight? Happy birthday, Rich. So now we're just going to go down the peaks again. Oh, not me. The Rich that's on there, mate. Rich M. Rich Moriarty. Well, thank you very much. And happy birthday to you, Coach Andy. In fact, happy birthday, everybody. How's that? What's either a team happy birthday? And of course, if it's your birthday, you can have a double one. Ah. So, Feliz cumpleaños. Ah. As you see, I'm going back over those high points just to strengthen up a bit. And we're going to go back to the red with pure red. Now this pure red, we just really want to go, it's going to be our highs. So we're just going to go right down the middle of our peaks. And I don't want to go down either side of them, just down the middle. There we go. This is going to be our highest highlight. Which is only going to be on the highest sun-facing sides, if you know what I mean. They don't shine, it is material, but they do. The sun's going to make them look lighter. And just shaping those bottom bits here for the shape of the cloak. Otherwise, sometimes it looks a little weird if you put dead straight highlights in and it's a curved surface. It looks a bit weird, so you've got to use a little bit of give it a little bit of an eyeball and think, okay. I'm just going to go and look from the top. Just work around. Top, because obviously that's going to be the bit that's going to be the most red, because you're looking down from the sun. That bit there that I'm just painting right on the bottom, because that's got shadows, so you're going to cast a shadow on this bit. This bit's going to look quite light. There we go. And then we're just going to go one higher on the purple. Spellbound Fuchsia. Again, we're only going to use, this is the highest of highs. Bit of medium in there. I'm just going to come down the very center of these peaks, not starting at the top there underneath his belt, just the top of his elbow there, around his wrist, but we're not going underneath there because there's too much shadow. There we go. I'm going to jump up the greys into Warnstone, which is a very light white grey. So one below beige, really. Bit of medium in there. Where's you going to paint across that centre piece? That's what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to put some more medium in there. Go across the top of his shield. And I'm not going to come past halfway with this. It's almost, as you see, that bottom bit's dry. Hope you can see it glows. You see the shiny of the wet. There we go. Then our brown, we're going to go leather brown for highlights on our leather. Quite fitting, really. Yeah, so we're 55 minutes in. That we're nearly there. So now we're going to look for these high edges on the brown, so it's across the bottom of my sleeve there. Just tip of that one there. A bit there. Then down the edge of this sword scabbard, but we don't want to go up under the shield. So there. And just the top of his foot a little bit. A bit too much water on our brush, so we're just going to go back and wash the brush out. Make sure it's dry. And just tap on that paint and suck the water out. Wick it away. There we go. There's still enough paint in there to just a little bit around the edge. So it looks bright at the moment, but it's going to dull down as it dries. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to, I think we're going to give him a grey beard, shall we? Let's start with deep grey. Yeah, there's a bit of confusion on the what to call tonight's check. I couldn't remember the exact name of this one. I was trying to find it on the Beastie website to no avail because obviously it's out of production. So I think they're busy. So I messaged them and it took forever for them to get back. So it must have been doing something important. I think you probably saw it go up and then change and then go up and change and whatever. That's my fault. Okay, so next we're going to highlight our gold out with bright gold. So you can see our flesh wash dried nicely into all the grooves. Made our gold look very old and sketchy. Don't know if it's old and sketchy. Tarnished, patina, something like that. Pick one of those words and use whatever one you want, or one of your own choosing. Really, it's more of a guideline than a rule. So I grab my old maffed up brush. And what I'll do is I'm going to fill it with gold paint. Then I'm going to take it all out on the palette. I don't want it dry. I just don't want too much of it in there. And I'm just going to look for areas in the gold that I want to be shining up. If I can get it to focus, there we go. So like in that middle bit there, down that ridge. All these separate lamella type plating on his back of his neck. Just looking to hit the bottom of each kind of leaf of it. Now the boss on his shield, I just want to hit that top bit. Leave the rest in shadow. There we go. And leg guards again, not right at the top, but down that middle bit there. You can almost dot it on if you wanted to. But what I'm saying is don't paint the whole lot, because you can wreck the effect that we just done with the tarnishing. So there we go. Next, we shall paint his eyeballs. We got matte white. We shall find our favourite Psycho paintbrush. A load of bit of, hopefully this medium would be good for this. Never tried it with this before. Bit medium into the brush. Make sure there's not too much white in there. Try and get it to focus. So I think it went out of focus again. Damn it. Just got it to focus. I'm afraid can't watch the screen and do it to make sure I'm staying in focus. Let's find the focus first. Let's see if I can find, perhaps it focus on my finger there. There we go. There we go. Wash the brush out. Now we've got the white there. We're just going to give a white highlight to his toes. So we can find a thin line just in that top ridge. Bit there, bit there. There we go. I've got to decide what I'm going to do with the shield yet, in fairness. So let's make a thin white. And it's tapering off from about a third of the shield. So there, okay. So that last little bit I tapered into about halfway down has hardly got any paint in it at all. I'm going to put a little bit more white around the top. There we go. Next we shall get some blick. And grab our Psycho brush again. Seem to focus a bit on my finger there. I don't usually paint my finger there, in fairness, but it does feel a bit weird. Load the brush out with black. Okay. Wash the brush back out. I'm going to swap to the, I've got an insane detail, which is the next one up from the Psycho. Just so I can strengthen this flesh up. Now I'm going to go back in with the moonstone skin we used in the first place. Remember we put that Crusader wash over it. It seems to want to focus on my finger, so let's put my finger there. So I'm going to go down the nose, on the mouth, across the cheekbones in like a triangle sort of shape. So is anyone painting anything tonight? That'd be good. On a cube, I'll be painting something. What are you painting tonight, my friend? Oh, thank you. I think has Andy popped out? Not Andy, Coach Andy. Oh, the other Andy with an eye. Andy with an eye has popped out. He sent me a picture. He promised he would of the pumpkin he was working on. Was that Andy or was that Artemis? Oh God, who was it? It was Artemis, I think, wasn't it? Anyway, whoever was working on the pumpkin, I got a message from earlier. Oh, sorry, my head is like a sieve, which my friends will back me up on. Oh, but a sieve like heed. Yeah, it doesn't seem to focus so well about my finger there, so hey. So that's that thing. So now we shall get a brighter flash, which is agate skin, which is the next one up. Grab a bit medium. Nice. And we go down the centre of that nose with this light flash. So where we just put the other flash, we're going to stay inside that, if you know what I mean. So the upward areas of its fingers and that. Just painting a bit. Thank you. I thought it was Artemis. The Andy thing threw me again. It was very, very well done, mate. It really was very, very impressed. Do you want me to put a picture up on the Facebook page so Kubler and stuff can see it? And just grab a barbarian flesh. It's very. My missus was very impressed as well. Dog wasn't, but then again, you probably couldn't see it. So this barbarian flesh, I'm just going to go down the center of the nose, across the top of the cheekbones, hit the mouth. Just dot on each of those fingers. Top of the thumb there. Yeah, my finger seems to be holding the focus. I'm going to have to paint holding completely different while I'm videoing. There we go. I'm just going to, well, I've got this little brush, I'm just going to highlight with this brown. Put some little dots in there. So there we go. I was thinking about putting like a gold line across there, but I think there's enough gold on him already. Let's just paint his base in so we can see what we've got. It was an hour and 10 minutes. just the shield left to do. I'm tempted to leave the shield until I design what I'm going to do with the whole unit. Probably not what you guys wanted to hear. I get my crappy brush. I've got some real crappy brushes. I was painting some buildings earlier, so I was grab one of these. This is just watered down brown paint with medium in it. Quite often at the end of a session, I just scoop any browns up with a brush and pop them into the big. No, I really did. I'll put it up on the Facebook page later, Cubes. You've got to see it. It's incredible, mate. Cool. Always like to double check first because some people don't want to scared. So I always, it's like if I paint miniatures for someone, before I put them on my social medias, I always send them an email. Some people like to be the first to see them when they unpack them, which I get. There we go. We need to do a little bit more work on the grey. Then just decide what shield. I don't want to just put the standard Byzantine shield. I'm probably going to paint a fancy pants shield, but I'll probably do that in the morning, in fairness. Let's hit uniform grey up. Finned it a bit, but what we want to do is just dab a little bit, move on. It'd be really easy just to overpaint all that. So much just dabbing that on with the point of the brush. And we're going to go ash grey. Too much water in that brush, it's too wet. It's lighter grey, I'm just going to dab it down the centre there. Yeah. As it dries, it'll tone down a bit, and if it's still too bright afterwards, I'll just drop a little black wash in there. Yeah, I think it's just the shield, really. Let's do our lap of honour. When that's dry, we can put some tufties on it. Oh, yeah. And I'll finish the shield. If I've got time to finish it in the morning before the dash to the crow's nest begins. So you go an hour and a quarter where we've spent on that. I think that's good value for anyone's money, really. It's a nice, simple paint job. I would say if you wanted to get fancy, you could put like maybe a black band on that and then put a little bit of gold in it if you wanted to. I want to keep that fairly unfessed because I'm going to get busy on the shield. So there we go. That's my Byzantine foot general for my Age of Magic 9th Legion. Here he is. Yeah, I think it's a shame he's out of production. He's a cool mini. Perhaps I could talk Darren into giving him one more spin or something, and we can do a competition to win one. I'll find out how much that would cost me. That's if they've still got the mould for him. He might not still have the mould. I don't know. No, he's out of production. I had 2 of them. So if somebody asks me very nicely or visits the crow's nest and grabs one from me, yeah, I'm pleased with that one. And that's the sort of what we want to get in an hour and a quarter. Rich, happy birthday, mate. Look, 2 fingers behind, and then it's perfect. Yeah. So there we go. There we have it. From a very empty pirate island. Yeah, so usually I'd say let's have a tour of the shelves, but all the shelves are empty at the moment. Well, barring 3 dragons. That's all I've got in it at the moment. The rest has already been moved. So I shall put some pictures of my progress, I think, on the Facebook page. And then hopefully one day some of you guys will be able to visit, which would be good. Right. Unless there's any other questions, I think we should stop and let Rich eat his cake. There's got to be some room for some cake by now. Yes. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me. I shall finish him off as I do in the morning and stick him in the light box and put him up on there. Yeah, I think so. He was too good just to be letting around in a draw. Yeah, cheers then, guys. So if you're watching this back tomorrow and you've not subscribed and liked and hit the notification bell, if you could do a chap a solid favour and do that for me, that'd be brilliant. Thanks. Thanks for Rich joining us on his birthday. That's outstanding. Hope you enjoy your cake. Coach Andy, a pleasure. Hopefully speak soon. And yeah, have a good weekend, guys. And I'll keep you updated on any progress news kind of thing on the crow's nest. All right, guys. Thank you very much and cheerio.